Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you are doing well, and today I've got another make your own TCG showcase for all of you. This one's going to be interesting because it's going to feature all of the cut cards from the most recent version of the make your own card game. Now, I do make a lot of cards for this game, but some of those cards definitely get cut for one reason or another, and I'm going to explain why some of these cards were cut over the course of the showcase. And the first one is a piece of equipment which is called Mega Laser Cannon. This is a 3-cost action modifier that allows the modified character to get +2 attack. And when the character attacks, they get to knock out any characters next to the target character whose defense is 2 or less. It's a pretty powerful piece of equipment. I do think it's a little too backbreaking for some decks to handle, so I kind of cut this out for the time being. Next is an unnamed piece of equipment that costs 3, and that gives the modified character +2 attack, just like the previous one. But when this character attacks, you get to pay 3 power, and if you do, you discard this card attached to the character, and you get to KO another target character. Pretty interesting little card. It's equipment, but you can detach it at any time to remove a character from the board. It's pretty interesting. Next is Sonic Jet Boots. I've shown this card off before, but this is my first draft of the artwork for it. I didn't really like how it was shaping up, so I scrapped it and made the art that it has today. In a similar vein, there's the Normal Action Exchange, which has completely different art from what I've used in the final version. And then you have an interesting character in Tank Mario. If you're familiar with the card game, you know I have a card called Tank Zuvac. Well, originally I've told this story before, but this was originally going to be Tank Mario, and I originally made him for this version as well, but I decided to remove it and put Tank Zuvac in instead because I wanted something that wasn't a copyrighted character in the game. And you can see he has flavor text to warnings susceptible to buffs, which is kind of a reference to an old moment we had playing this game when we were younger, where one of our friends would use a card named Tank Mario, and they would attach a bunch of equipment to it. And that's kind of the inspiration for its abilities. Up next is a Flying Chow from the Sonic series. Again, it's another copyrighted character. It's an evasive 2-attack 2-defense character for cost of 3. It's a pretty simple little character, but again, I wanted to cut it because I didn't really want to have. I wanted to have more original characters in this game. And then we get to a series of evasive characters. This is Majestic Blue-backed Robin, who is a 1-cost, 1-attack, 1-defense evasive character. And there's also Black-bellied Budapest, which is a 2-cost, 2-attack, 1-defense evasive character. And then the Rainbow Crested Cargelon, which is an 8-cost, 7-attack, 7-defense evasive character. And I kind of don't really like these very much, mainly because their art's kind of simplistic. And so I ended up not including them in the game, but I might put them back in, I'm not sure. And then we have the original version of Multi-Man, which is vastly different from its final version. This one's a 7-cost character with !attack, !attack, defense. Its multi-boost ability states that when you play this card, you choose up to 2 of your characters in play, and then you attach them to this character. And this character gets +X attack and +X defense, where X is equal to the attack and defense of both characters attached to this character. So he can be pretty big under the right circumstances, but I think it's a little too much, so I ended up removing it from the game and replacing it with a more interesting clone card, which I actually like a lot more. I did use the same art though, because I really like how this turned out. Final card for today is Summon Demon. You may recognize this as Sheldagoth the Summoned. I ended up changing the name because I think the first name sounded too generic. And then there's not much changed on this card except for the cost and stats. Instead of, it's a 10 cost 10/10 instead of being a 12 cost 13/13. I ended up changing this to its current form because of the flavor text. The beast is so monstrous it needs a special portal to summon, and well, I mean, even with the abilities, you don't need the portal to summon it, but I kind of wanted to keep that as part of the design, so I changed it from a 10 cost to a 12 cost. It made its stats a little bit more powerful to compensate. But yeah, that's all the cut cards from this game. Thank you very much for watching. Leave me a like if you enjoyed, and as always, comment below which of these is your favorite, and potentially what you'd like to see in this game in some form. I'll see you in whatever video I upload next, and take care.